anterior pelvic tick. So almost stick your butt out, all right? Keep that position and try to sit back on it and try to hold it. See if that increases your range or your stretch in any way. It's okay if you don't, if you do. You do? Okay, good. So external rotation of your front leg, right? Now what I want you to do is I want you to rotate your chest back, okay? So opposite way, so going towards your back leg. You could use your arms as kickstands, right, behind you, right? And look, try to, again, turn your body here. How's that? Okay. All right, so a nice little passive stretch. We're working internal rotation, right? Again, for jiu-jitsu guys, internal rotation is key, especially for a lot of our guards, guard retention, things like that. How are we doing, Alan? Good? Perfect. Okay, you guys can come forward. Look forward. Okay, so now this position. All right, watch me here. So I'm going to try to stay nice and tall. So I'm going to take a nice, so before we start, watch. I'm going to inhale. All right, once I inhale, my spine kind of elongates. I get long, okay? So long. I'm going to try to exhale. I'm going to exhale, but I'm going to keep this nice and tall position, okay? I'm going to stay tall. Now, what we're going to do is a kinetic stretch. I want you to think of all this muscle tissue here pulling you, right? Pulling you down and forward. So we're here, right? Here, here, here. And you may get here, and that's perfectly okay. Then once you feel like you can't go anymore, right? I want you to use the opposite muscle tissues on the outside of your legs and like the outside of your shin to push yourself back up, okay? So again, if you're here, you could use one hand as a support. If you think you, or let's try without any hands just to see if you guys could do it, okay? Stand up tall, all right? Inhale through your mouth. Exhale, keep your abs nice and tight, okay? Now think about like you're shooting your belly button forward and down, okay? Okay, your back leg is working to keep you might catch a little cramp here, okay? Find that spot, now push back and come back, okay? So now as you can see, it's harder, right? So what I want you to do for the ones that are real hard, what's up, Pesh? All right, is use a support, okay? So use your hand, let's do 2 more reps here. If you're catching a cramp like I am, it's okay. You could get that shit. Oh yeah, yes it can. I'm still progressing too. I'm not no master yet. All right, okay. Exhale or inhale. Exhale, keep that long position. Let's come all the way down, right? Slow and controlled. All that inside muscle tissue is pulling you down, right? Find that area of no return. Now push all the way back. 2. Okay. Again, go down. Let's do 3 more reps on your own. Okay. So nice and tall. Breath in. Exhale. Keep this abs tight. Keep the chest straight now. Okay. Straight. Almost like I'm pulling you towards there. Yeah. Keep this straight. Keep this straight. Keep this straight. Okay. All right. Good. Now push back. Elongate the spine. Abs engaged. Turn here. Yep. Remember, yep, keep this nice and strong. All of this muscle tissue is pushing you back now, on the outside. All right, what we don't want, right, like I said, if you're here, I don't want you to do this. It's not your head down. Again, think about your sternum coming to your knee, up, and out, like you're diving forward. Here, and push back out, okay? So just 5 reps. What I want you to do is we're going to transition over into the other side. But before you do, okay, again, you see, let me know if you guys have seen this on social media. Work your hip mobility. Have you seen this? All right. And again, you're working the mobility that you currently have. You're not necessarily gaining mobility. Okay. In order to gain mobility, we have to do what we're doing. We're spending time in certain positions. We're working those positions. So again, if we're here, I want you to keep this leg like it's glued to the ground. Okay. Then I want you to externally rotate this leg while still maintaining this leg. So you're going to find that point of no return. So I'm going to come here, right? I'm going to try to open up. I'm opening up. I know that I can't go any further without this leg coming up, right? So I feel tension already in my groin and my adductors. I'm going to try to keep this space that's between my legs, that tension that I'm feeling in my groin and adductors, the same while I transition, back and over to the other side. Okay? So let's try it. So we're here, right? Get it, you're in that 90-90. Your front leg is glued. All right, so Mike, face forward here. Which leg are you in? Yeah, there you go. Okay. This leg is glued. Now, use your hands as kickstands behind you. Okay? Now start opening up this leg. Slow and controlled. All right? Try to keep your foot where it's at. All right? Open, open. Can you find that you can't go anymore, right? You're okay there? All right? Keep opening that leg if you can, Matt. Yeah, we got to work with you, buddy. Okay? So now that you can't go, now start bringing that leg. But keep that space between your legs the same. Okay? Rotate all the way up and over. Okay? Good. And you guys could turn around and bring the front in, face me so your front leg, you're not facing the wall like a kid that's punished. I mean, I don't punish my kids like that, but. All right, so we're only going to spend, I only want you to do 5 reps here because, again, with this class, I just kind of want to show you some other positions. So again, let's just do this, right? You found that position, 90-90, your anterior pelvic tilt, you keep that tilt, and then you sit down. Okay, good. All right, now let's do the kinetic stretching. All this tissue is pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in, right? Pulling you in, push out, slow and control. Think about it like a hydraulic system, like a pump, right? It's slowly lowering you down, right? Slowly lowering you down, and then you exhale and push. You might catch a cramp, it's all right. Okay, let's do a couple more reps. All right, pulling you in, pulling you in, pulling you in. Push out. 2. Okay, couple more, 1 more. Let's do 1 more. In, right? Staying nice and tall. Spine is reaching forward and out. All right, and then push back. Okay. Okay, we're gonna switch positions here. So now we were here. I won't bring you through the slow motion here. We're just gonna get into a butterfly position. And I'm gonna show you what pails and rails is. So, all right. So again, another position. Most of you will be here, right? Posterior pelvic tilt. Again, it's not necessarily that it's bad, right? It's just different. And if what you're trying to do is if you don't feel a stretch in here, that means you have to change the position of your pelvic region, okay? So again, if you're here, you may need a block because I want you to be in anterior pelvic tilt the best that you can, okay? So if you can't get to it from here, I want you to use a block to help you get there, okay? Good, how we doing, Mikey? Feet together. Okay. Nice and tall. You okay here? Feel a stretch? Perfect. Yes, are you good? Yep, nice, just like that. Perfect, Matt. Good. Again, almost create like that arch in your back. Okay? So we're going to do pails and rails. Pails and rails is, I'll give you the long-term progressive angular isometric loading, right? What it is you're just, again, we're creating change. So, right, you think of a butterfly stretches like this, right? You see people just doing little butterflies. You do this in karate class when you're 6 or whatever. What I want you to do now, okay, is you're going to use your arms or your forearms, or if you got good mobility or, range and you want to use your hands, you can. But for most of us, I want you to use your forearms, all right? Now, what I want you to do, just watch me first, is these are your strong points, your arms, and I want you to push into your forearms with your knees, okay? So we're going to push, I'm going to tell you, we're going to build up. You're not just going to go 0 to 100 like boom and then push all the way up, right? You're going to build up. You're going to go 10%, right? 20% power, 30% until we get to 70%. Then I'm going to say push as hard as you can safely, all right? We'll do that for 5 seconds. And then what I'm going to tell you to do is I'm going to say rails, which is regressive angular isometric loading, which is basically your arms are here, you're pushing. And then I want you to keep your arms where they're at, and I want you to peel your knees away from them downwards towards the mat. Okay, so let's start that now. Ready? So let's get strong here. Okay, now let's start building pressure into your forearms, pushing in, 10% power, 20, 30, 40, 50. Again, you should be fighting to keep your legs from closing, right? If I were to let go, they would just close. So 60, 70%. Now go, push. You're going to switch to rails in 3, 2, 1. Now pull your knees away from your arms. Pull. So pull down. Don't, here, pull down. Use your glutes to pull them down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Use your arms to find that new space. Keep it there. Okay? Breathe. Okay? All right, let's do it one more time here. Take a nice deep breath, relax a little. All right, breathe. Now let's start building pressure up towards in your arms. Inside your knees are pushing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Safest and greatest effort. Push, 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 push. And you're going to switch to rails. 3, 2, 1. Now peel your knees away towards the ground. Pull, 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 pull. 3, 2, 1. Good. Sink into it a little bit more. Okay? And breathe. How are we doing on time? We got 10 minutes? All right. All right, so you guys can come out of that. All right, so just bring 1 foot forward. If you're on the block, you could stay on the block if you like. All right. So I don't want to overwhelm you guys with all these other positions. So I think we'll do this one, and then we'll go to just like a kneeling one for upper body, and then that'll be it for today. All right, is that okay? So now with this position, a regular figure 4 position, right? Making somewhat of a 4 position. If we're trying to access your hamstring, okay, we have to make sure, again, that we're kind of in that anterior pelvic tilt. Because if I'm like this, a lot of you will start to feel pain in your low back and say, I'm not really feeling the stretch, but you feel it in your back. Main reason is because you're in a posterior pelvic tilt, you're not really accessing your hamstrings there. All right, so again, if you can, I want you to sit up, stick your butt out, almost anterior pelvic tilt, like almost create an arch in your back, and keep that arch while you sit down. All right. Now this position, we see that we're nice and tall. So again, you're going to rotate so your sternum is kind of like in line with your knee. All right. Now we're going to just do a same concept of pails and rails. But this time what I want you to do is your leg is straight. I want you to pretend like there's a scale underneath your heel, and you're going to start to dig in. So I'm going to say 10% power again, 20, 30, 40. You're pushing in, you're trying to like dig a hole with your heel into the ground. Okay, not yet. I'm going to get up to 70, and then on that same position, what I want you to do, you're going to find, and you're going to use, when I say rails, you're going to try to make your heel as light as possible. You shouldn't be able to raise your heel because we're working your end range. Okay, so I'm going to push, 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 and then all you're going to see is my quad and everything, and my toe is pointing straight up, like I'm trying to make this heel as light as possible. Make sense? You're trying to, but you shouldn't be able to. So if you do this, right, and then you do this, you're not at your end range, because your end range right now would be here, right? And no matter what I did, I'm at end range. I'm not very strong in it. So no matter what I did, I shouldn't be able to lift it. I can maybe slide like a piece of paper underneath. That's about as good as I should get, okay? We'll do 1 on each side, and then I'll just lead you to the kneeling one, okay? So let's find that end range. So find a nice stretch here, right? Yep, anterior pelvic tilt. Shift your sternum over that knee. Okay, now we're in this position here. Okay, start building pressure so that heel is getting heavy underneath. So 10%, 20%, you're digging at 30, 40, almost think like your heel is pulling you forward. 50, 60, 70, safest and greatest. So now start pushing your hamstrings. Everything should be fine. You're digging your heel in, right? Digging, 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 digging. All right, you're gonna switch to rails in 3, 2, 1. Now make that heel as light as possible. Fight all the way up. Keep your position. See how you guys came up? Don't do that. Stay in that same position that you were. Fight, fight, fight. Keep fighting for more. Keep fighting for more. 2, 1. Exhale. Dive a little deeper. Okay? So see what I'm saying, Rob Noor? So when we're here, like you found your end range, and then you went this. You did this to kind of come up, to kind of lift it. We want to stay here and then stay here. Keep that upper body position, okay? So here, let's switch legs just so we can even out. Okay, same thing, anterior pelvic tilt. Shift your sternum up and over, right? I like putting my hands here, wherever you like to put them, right? Okay, now start digging that heel in. The leg is straight, all right? Upright, Robbie, up nice and tall, almost like you're pushing in, right? Here, 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, safest and greatest. Push down, push down, push down. All right, you're gonna switch to rails in 3, 2, 1. Good. Keep that and try to make that heel as light as possible. Push up, push up, push up. 3, 2, 1. Good. Sink a little deeper just to get that little stretch in a little bit more, okay? Good.